Besides its story, what caught my attention right away from the gangster, the cop, and the devil was its characters. More specifically, the character that grabbed my attention and held it throughout the film was the gangster. Hi, my name is Joel, and I love action films, especially crime-driven action thrillers. I must say, the title of this film is super intriguing, and definitely stood out to me when I was researching films to watch and review. Now, I also do enjoy a good old gangster film, so after reading this title, I thought about so many possible scenarios where the film will take me, and it didn't disappoint. The Gangster, the Cop, and the Devil is a 2019 South Korean action thriller, and based on what I read, the plot is based on a true story, which is beyond intriguing. The story follows three characters: a serial killer, aka the Devil, the gangster, who was unfortunately an almost victim of the serial killer, and a cop who formed an unusual relationship with the gangster to track down the serial killer. Together, the gangster and the cop encounter various obstacles and challenges in the effort to track down the serial killer. As mentioned before, my favorite character obviously is the gangster. He is one badass, gritty motherfucker. There's an early scene where the gangster was punching a boxing bag. And he's really working the boxing bag. He was throwing jabs and hooks, working a sweat. And after he was done, his henchman unzipped the punching bag. And a guy fell out of it. I wasn't sure what the guy did, but he was battered and bruised. And obviously he must have did something really foul to receive that punishment. This scene definitely helped set the tone of the film. The cop character definitely behaved like your typical cop in most crime-driven films. He took his job very, very serious, and he tried his best to be one step ahead of his criminal counterparts. It's compelling to see this unusual bond between the cop and the gangster. And as you continue watching the film, it's revealed that they actually had history between the two, and they had to put their differences aside in order to track down the serial killer. So there was plenty of tension between the two. And if you haven't guessed it already, the film does include gruesome, violent scenes. So if ultra-violent action films isn't your thing, please skip this film. Just from reading the title alone, one may imagine that this film is a complete wild clusterfuck filled with chaos and crime and action, and you're not wrong. There were scenes, more particularly action scenes, that made me say, wow, that really happened? Whoa, this is wild. Whoa, this is intense. And I personally liked that shit. The story was pretty good. At times a bit slow, but those slow moments in the story were just building up to a more epic action scene, which definitely delivered. So if you're into crime-driven action thrillers, where you're constantly guessing what's going to happen next, and if you could handle ultra-violent films, definitely check this one out.